Good evening. I'm going to be making a really quick curry chickpea dish using leftover chickpeas I have, some yucca root, and yucca root is an alternative to potatoes, some mushrooms, onions, chopped garlic, and tomatoes. I'm also going to be using some curry, some turmeric, some Himalayan sea salt, ground black pepper, ginger, and some dry basil. So, what I'm going to do is, besides knocking everything all over the place, is add my coconut oil. I like to add a generous amount. And I'm going to add my garlic first. And allow the garlic to infuse in the coconut oil. And when you're cooking with coconut oil, some people think that your food's going to have a really strong coconut taste, but it doesn't. It has a very mild taste to it. And I use Nutiva brand. It's about $17, but it's good quality and it has a high heat cooking. Add my onions. Now what I do is I don't add my seasonings in afterwards. I add my seasonings in with the oil so that they could melt in with the oil. So I'm going to add my curry. I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric, and turmeric gives curry its beautiful color. So I like to add a little bit of extra turmeric to my foods, give it that extra golden color. And as you can see, the onions are starting to become translucent, and they are taking on the color of the curry and the turmeric. And the spices are melting into the oil. And if you find that your spices are sticking to the pan, you can either add a little bit more oil or you can add a little water. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my mushrooms. And a little bit more coconut oil. Just a little bit. And I didn't have time to grate any ginger, but if you find in your grocery store they have ginger that's already been grated, and all you have to do is just squeeze whatever amount you want to use and add it to your dish. And it's fresh. You just keep it refrigerated and use it whenever you need it. Now I'm going to add my chickpeas. Stirring the chickpeas. And you can smell the curry, the turmeric, you can smell the spices, and I'm going to add my yucca. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see the coloring of the curry because of the lighting, it's a little off, but it's taking on a very beautiful color. A nice golden yellow color. I'm going to let this cook for a little bit. I'm going to add some Himalayan sea salt. And some dry basil. Now, if this was just me eating this, I would add in some Garam Masala, but my children don't like it because it's rather spicy, so I'm not adding that to this dish. Let this cook for a couple minutes, and when this is done cooking for a couple minutes, maybe a minute or two, I'm going to add the coconut milk and let it cook longer for about another 5 minutes or so. And I usually serve this with quinoa or basmati rice. This time I'm going to be cooking couscous with this. Just for time purposes, I don't measure. I don't use any measuring spoons. I season my food based on my liking, based on taste. So I suggest that you season your food to taste. Now I'm going to add in the coconut milk. And the coconut milk does not give the food a strong coconut taste. It gives it a very creamy, buttery flavor. And it is extremely good. It's really good. And I'm just going to stir all this around in here. And the coconut milk is going to cook down a bit, and it's going to give it a rich, buttery consistency. So this is a really quick chickpea dish that you can cook for your family. If you don't have any fresh chickpeas soaked or already cooked, you can get some canned chickpeas. And with canned chickpeas, I would boil them first for about 10 to 15 minutes. It softens them up. It releases some of the gas from the beans, and it allows the beans to absorb the flavoring of your seasonings a whole lot better. They have a nice meaty consistency and texture, and they're full of protein. So this is a very good vegetarian vegan dish. There is no dairy, there are no animal products in this dish. So there you have it.